Police investigated double murder-suicide involving the in-laws of NASCAR driver Jimmy Johnson. A missing teen from Nebraska is found dead in a bonfire pit, and a Minnesota man turned Skittles into a weapon. These stories and more coming at you today, Friday, June 30th, on Real Life, Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino, and Jim used one of my stories in his teaser.
Did he?
He did.
I wow. That's because you were butthurt last time.
He's coming along. Well, before we get going, I've got to do a correction retraction.
Oh, that's Fridays.
Mike screwed up, and we've got a listener who is a pretty big Disney fan and pointed out that Space Mountain was not shut down, which I had said the other day. It was Splash Mountain that was shut down. Frankly, I don't even know which park Splash Mountain is in and
Disney
what it
World.
did. That's in Orlando. Okay, and what was it?
I think it's one of those log ride things.
It was a log ride deal with a rabbit and Briar Rabbit.
A log ride with a rabbit. Well, why would they have to shut that down? What better premise for a ride could there be? Well, apologies to Space Mountain fans. It is still going. On much more positive news, I need to thank everyone in Ago Nation who came out big yesterday. Yesterday. Quit lying, Jim.
Evidently it's gone up to like 6 now.
Sorry.
Keep going. See, these guys aren't going to be honest. You can be honest. They like the stuff I'm not allowed to report. Folks.
They have the whole world is a broad spectrum. One end and the other, and some in the middle. And you're talking about the very, 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 very low end.
I'm never going to get credit for this, folks. But thanks for liking it. And guess what? It's going to be back. Not every episode, but it's going to be back every so often. And I thank you for your tremendous response. I also have a confession to make.
You did all the responses on the fake people?
No, I didn't do that. But I walked in the house the other day after we recorded, and my wife is dying laughing, watching videos of me with my granddaughter, which first sin was, you asked me about my New York trip.
Right.
I neglected to mention that I met my granddaughter for the first time, my 5-month-old granddaughter,
I got to see the pictures,
baby Jane, for the first time. The reason my wife was laughing like crazy is because, well, anytime Jane looked at me, she just burst out crying. And
so I'm not the only one.
And I historically had kind of this baby whisperer thing where I thought, just a babies love me and she's going to love me just like everybody.
Mind.
But so Jerry Ann's like, look, you posted this picture and got all these people to do this stuff, and Happiness is a grandbaby, and it's the only time the kid wasn't bawling while she was near you. And and then you go on the show and talk about your New York trip, and you don't even mention that you met your granddaughter for the first time. You're an idiot. And so, yes, folks, I am an idiot. I love my granddaughter, but I'm going to have some work to do to work myself into her good graces. But love you, baby Jane.
Oh, wait. We know you're persistent.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
That's right. Let's get into some crime time.
Let's do it.
4 are arrested for 24 total burglaries in Hammond, Louisiana. And for y'all that are from Louisiana, that's about 15 minutes from where we're recording.
Just drove through there.
It's about 35 minutes from where I'll.
Well, that's if you go the speed limit, Woody. I go like 100.
That's true. Well, I started my law enforcement career, and I used to live there.
Yeah,
and I went to school there.
That's right, and go Southeastern Lines if you're a Southeastern fan. So the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office arrested 3 teenagers and a man who they believed are responsible for 24 vehicle burglaries in Hammond and Ponchatoula. Chief Jimmy Travis said the deputies were responding to a call reporting 4 people walking through an apartment complex. Travis said a homeowner reported to deputies that the suspects entered their car and stole a pair of shoes before making the call. When deputies arrived, the suspects ran from the scene, but 3 were quickly caught. Following an investigation, detectives identified a 4th suspect as 19-year-old DeMarco Taylor. He reportedly turned himself in later that morning. Now, through the process of interviewing, Travis said detectives linked the suspects to 24 vehicle burglaries in the Tangy Lakes apartment complex and some neighboring subdivisions. Taylor will face 17 counts of vehicle burglary, 2 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile, and a count of resisting officer by flight. The 3 teens faced numerous counts of vehicle burglary and were transported to the Juvenile Detention Center.
That's where I used to be a supervisor.
The Florida Parish
Juvenile Detention Center, yeah.
Travis said detectives are investigating other burglaries that may involve suspects and additional charges may be added. So always, that's a big problem lately with these kids. And it's summertime. They're out of school.
Always during the holidays or summertime. And the other thing is, there's way more than 24. And they didn't tell you that they're breaking windows because they weren't. They go through and they find everybody that left their car door unlocked.
Pull door handles.
And I'm the world's worst at it, but they... and they grab whatever they can, and usually, if you even catch them in the night in the act time, and it'll be the next day, and the next day, and the next day, the people realize, oh, my shit's missing, right? And call it in. So.
And it's crazy because these days you have key fobs. Back when you and I were first driving, if you weren't sure you locked your car, you had to walk all the way to your car.
My truck double honks every time I walk away from it because it's not locked. I wish I could turn that shit off.
But that seems like an awful lot, a large number of crimes to have been committed before these guys were caught. I mean, considering we got cameras in parking lots now and everything else, doesn't?
Well, I mean, it's the middle of the night. They're doing it. But what happens is once they catch them, they're look at all the car burglaries and the surrounding areas for the last couple of days, and they get them to confess, and they're like, yeah, but we stole that, and you can never get all the shit back. Everything they take, I mean, you might get some at a pawn shop, or most of it they traded for dope already and stuff like that. Anything that's not nailed down, whatever.
Guns, they get guns a lot.
Oh, they got me, and I did a story on a real life real crime, and how I got the confession. I just happened to be driving around and saw this dude standing in his yard, and I was like, this motherfucker's good for it. And I went over there and swim. Someone who isn't me threatened them and said, you have 2 hours, and I got my pistol back. So, but anyway, moving on. NASCAR fans, boys?
Yes.
I know. I can Aggo, I know you're not a NASCAR fan, so don't even act like it.
Well, NASCAR had a radio network back in the day, so I did a little work with that radio network, so got to experience a little bit of NASCAR.
Yeah, they're racing for the first time ever through streets of Chicago this weekend on the 4th of July weekend.
I saw that,
and it's a big deal. They've never done it, and they're shutting down that part of the city and everything else. But
has a NASCAR ever been stolen during a race? Because there's a good chance that's going to happen in Chicago this week.
Yeah, or somebody's going to kill. That's what I was thinking last night. I was watching a YouTube thing on it, the pros and the cons of it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get murdered. But I'll tell you about this one. Jimmy Johnson is one of the all-time greats. And so when I came up and I moved to Tennessee, I didn't follow NASCAR. Nobody in Louisiana did. And this when Dale Earnhardt was still alive and Jeff Gordon was a rookie. But you go up there and people drive around with the flags on their car and stuff. You go to the bar and you think it's their mom and daddy's racing the track. And that's how hardcore they take it. Well, this one, when Jimmy Johnson was coming up, he's just an absolute legend, won many, many championships and everything else. But unfortunately, this is a sad story for his family. And the in-laws of NASCAR driver Jimmy Johnson and the 11-year-old nephew of his wife were killed in a fatal shooting in Oklahoma on Monday night that police are now investigating as a possible murder-suicide. The Muskogee Police Department said that 3 people were found dead inside a home Monday night after receiving a 911 call at around 9:05 p.m. over reports of a disturbance and someone with a gun. The female caller hung up after reporting the incident. Once on the scene, police saw a person laying in the hallway inside the front door, and they heard gunshots from inside the home. So they were there pretty quickly, and then they still hearing the active shooting. The deceased were identified as 69-year-old Jack Janway, his wife Terry Janway, 68, and their 11-year-old grandson. The victims are the parents and the nephew of Jimmy Johnson's wife, Chandra.
Jesus.
So police said they're investigating it, as a possible murder-suicide, and that, of course, Terry is being looked at as suspect. So our hearts, prayers go out to them and everybody that are victims of violent crimes. As y'all know, this happens every day. This one made the news because of who Jimmy Johnson is.
Right.
Yeah. And as that was coming out, I saw the reports on Ryan Mallett, the former Arkansas quarterback
in Panama City,
who drowned in rip currents in Panama City at age 35.
And that's where you went to that.
No, I go to Panama City. No, it happened to him in Destin. He wasn't in Panama City.
Okay, Panama City just came out as the most dangerous beach in the world. They had six deaths this summer. Yeah, and I've been there a million times too. Yeah,
it's crazy, and they've got a lot of those in California, and it's really hard, I imagine, on people in the moment to realize what to do. But it is not that hard to get out of a rip current if you just stay calm and
swim out with it.
Swim out until you don't feel it anymore, and go parallel to the beach, and then come back in.
I'm a very strong swimmer and always have been, but I've actually been caught in rip currents before, but I knew what to do and just swim right out with it and around it and back in. But people unfortunately panic.
No, and you got a great athlete who I imagine guy, still in really good shape at 35, 12, probably coaching football now, and God, unbelievable. Well, let's move to what I think has become our favorite county for crime in the United States.
The one with the golf carts?
Pinellas County.
Is it? Oh, shit.
Everything happens in Pinellas
County. We're going to Pinellas County, Florida.
Somebody stole some Kleenex.
No, listen to this shit. So Pinellas County sheriffs were given a break from their normal beat of chasing after the elderly and their pimped out golf carts when a man fired 30 rounds from an AR-15 rifle at a man who'd entered his pool deck. According to Pinellas sheriffs, the incident took place on the night of June 15th after 43-year-old Jana Hossever heard noises on the pool deck and then spotted an unknown male figure. She alerted her husband, Bradley Hossever, who then spotted the man as well. The man then allegedly began coming toward the door of the house, shining a flashlight, making it difficult for Bradley to see. So Hossever allegedly fired 2 rounds from his AR. Well, he did fire 2 rounds from his AR-15 rifle, causing the man to run from the pool lanai. The man was hit with glass and shrapnel from the rounds, but was not struck by a bullet. However, Hossever, 57, continued to fire, believing the intruder was still on the property, according to sheriffs. 47 seconds after he fired the first 2 rounds, and 47 seconds after the man had actually run away, Bradley Hossever fired the additional rounds. And 25 seconds after that, he fired more rounds. In total, Bradley Hossever fired 30 rounds from the AR-15 in about 90 seconds. Thankfully, he's a lousy shot because the figure on the pool deck turned out to be the Hossever family pool cleaner, Carl Pollock.
Jesus.
Pollock was reportedly running way behind schedule that day, which caused him to arrive at the Hossever home much later than usual. He didn't get there till 9 p.m.
I should have called somebody.
Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Galtieri claimed Pollock, quote, Pollock didn't knock on the door. He didn't call or make any attempt to notify the Hossevers that he would be entering their back lanai and going on their pool deck at 9 p.m. Pollock entered through a side door. Calling the incident a, quote, unfortunate set of circumstances, Gualtieri claimed that Hocevar acted within the law when he reportedly fired his weapon, citing Florida's, quote, stand your ground law, which protects Hocevar's right to fire towards someone he believed posed a threat to he and his wife.
Right.
This is one of those things, if I was going to sum it up, it's a terrible set of circumstances, but it's probably one of those things that I would call lawful but awful. We're fortunate that no one was seriously hurt. There was no crime that was committed by Hocevar, and he was acting within the law when he fired the gun. Pollock was taken to local area hospital with minor injuries and was treated and released the same night. And thankfully, Pinellas County sheriffs are back to chasing golf carts all over the county.
So the deal, my thoughts on that is I absolutely agree. This asshole should have called. I mean, who comes to clean the pool after dark?
Yeah, absolutely.
He might have really been a peeping Tom or some shit like that. But if you come to my house and I'm so afraid that I have to fire my firearm, I'm going to fire it till it's empty, even after you're gone. Because if two made you run, the next 18 might make you run a little faster, right? But they could have charged them, like fire in Louisiana. You're not supposed to fire a firearm within 500 feet of a residence and shit like that. But good story.
I mean, he's coming the house with the flashlight. He's got the guy blinded, so he doesn't know if he has a weapon. I thought you were going to say it was a cop or something. When we were in Maui, we were staying on this big multi-million-dollar home on the golf course overlooking the ocean, and we were raising hell down in the hot tub and stuff. And one of our buddies went to bed. There's 3 couples, and he went to bed, and we're still out in the hot tub, and this guy comes around, and he said, security. My wife's like, F you, Lenny, you ain't fucking security. And it was actually security for the neighborhood. He could have got shot too. But anyway.
Wow.
Crazy.
All right. A missing Nebraska teen has been found dead in a bonfire pit in Arizona.
There we go.
Days after graduating high school. So investigators are searching for answers after the 18-year-old male's body was found in a burn pit in a state park just after he graduated. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office went to the Tonto National Forest after someone called reporting a body in a bonfire pit in a remote area of the Bulldog Canyon Recreation Area. About a week later, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office positively identified the victim as Parker League. Some of his personal belongings were found at a home in Tempe. The sheriff's office reportedly called League's death malicious. The county public information officer, Sergeant Joaquin Enriquez, said in a police briefing that the information we have available for release is he was found in the pile burning. So as far as other details of whether he was placed there, those details we can't get into. This from the county public information officer. League's family in Nebraska reported him missing to Tempe police on June 15th. He had recently graduated from high school and was in Arizona visiting friends. Hunter League, Parker's brother, said someone tried to buy food and pay for an electric bill with Parker's debit card. That's where the eyebrows really get raised. Hunter said of his brother, it's hard to accept because he was the nicest kid in the world. I just could not imagine having to deal with something like that. Horrible. Hoping they find answers.
Yeah, well, the deal is, the key thing you said is it's a national park, so the feds are going to ultimately have jurisdiction.
Good point.
And they're going to hammer that ass.
A lot more resources than your regular county police.
And another kid dead right after graduation, right?
Awful.
It's horrible. Hey, spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of an LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out-of-the-ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Hey, y'all, I sent y'all this video the other day of this guy, and I'm going to tell you about the story, but I want y'all to understand. I want everybody out there, after you hear this, to know that I'm doing I went down a wormhole in this cat, and I'm going to do a full-blown Real Life, Real Crime original episode on him because I found out some very super disturbing things. But let me tell you about this dude. He was getting ready to be sentenced. Minutes before, a Florida judge handed down a death sentence. Joseph Zeeler, a convicted child murderer, called his defense lawyer Overton. He said, "Kevin," and he waved him over. And you got to see this video, y'all. If you haven't watched it, we'll put it up, or we'll put the link up. So his lawyer, Kevin Shirley, goes to him, and he bends down towards him like Zeeler's acting like he can't hear. I mean, he wants to whisper in his ear, right? So he bends down, and Zeeler's dressed in his orange jumpsuit with chains across his waist and his arms, and the lawyer leaned over, and as soon as he leaned over to hear whatever Zeeler had to whisper in his ear, Zeeler swung the right side of his body forward, landing an elbow to the lawyer's face, but he didn't knock him out, y'all, like he wanted to. And as soon as it happened, the two court bailiffs wrestled Zeeler to the floor, and as Zeeler was going to the ground, he said, "Sorry, I missed." And the courtroom attack Monday was the dramatic punctuation mark on a 33-year-old double homicide case in Southwest Florida. Zeller was recently found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder after an unrelated arrest for assault in 2016 yielded new DNA evidence that reopened the decades-old case that I'm going to tell you all about of murder of an 11-year-old girl and her babysitter in 1990. So last month, the jury found him guilty, and he was sentenced to death. Again, DNA solves another case. And back in the day, just to give you a brief history of the case, the girl's mother found her daughter, Robin Cornell, 11 years old, and Lisa Story, 32, suffocated in an apartment in Cape Coral, Florida. Let me ask you about that. You been there, Cape Coral?
Yeah, it's
so
like
back
an hour and a half from Tampa.
Evidently, it was a really, really nice neighborhood back then. Because when I went down the wormhole, it was a mansion that they lived in, and then she was a single mom. And anyway, I didn't know if you knew.
And is it not? It's not nice there now?
I've been through there back in the day when I was traveling so much. I just don't remember because now it's so convoluted and compacted. There's so many $1 million neighborhoods like Mike's that it doesn't even matter. All right, so
where I park my Jeep.
So Zeller
by Frontier.
Sexually assaulted them both, according to investigators, and on the stand, Zeller tried to lie and say all kinds of shit. But he said he was there. His DNA was there because he had sex with the baby girl Robin's mom months before the murder, and he showed his ass the whole trial. Lee Hollander, Zeller's other defense attorney, whom he did not attack, made the brilliant observation that Zeller's behavior while testifying did not help his chances throughout the trial, and I promise you they didn't. After the elbow attack, the judge ordered for the already shackled Zeller to be placed in additional chains across his hands and feet, and he was put in the corner of the courtroom to prevent him from doing any other stupid shit. The judge asked him, hey, is there any reason why you shouldn't be sentenced to death? And from the corner, Zeller told the judge, hey, I'm innocent. So anyway, the judge sentenced him to death.
He was supposedly doing all of these, making all of these obscene gestures toward jurers.
He did. Wait, I'm gonna tell it all on Real Life for Crime. Not only all the shit he did during the trial, which is the most craziest shit I've ever heard of, but this dude's life leading up to, if they don't come back with 30 bodies on this motherfucker, I don't know if I've ever seen a serial killer. But I found things out that in this guy's life leading up to the point it's just below your mind. And normally I don't really cover other outside stories and stuff, but this one, I was like, holy shit. And you put it all together, it's a hell of a story.
And I'd like to point out for our listeners that may not be from the Deep South, that when Woody says show his ass, he didn't literally show his ass. It meant he was acting belligerent.
He was.
We have our own little terms.
He was acting
here.
stupid as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
how about that?
That's what it means.
Somebody said today, I was reading the comment this morning at 6:00. Somebody said, and I've never heard Mike drop the F-bomb. I'm like, bullshit. Mike said fuck before.
He says it all the time.
Not that often. But look, there's a woman who, is the first inducted member into the All Woody team who taught us how to really handle a lawyer that's not doing their gig. And
she did that after she made the All Woody team.
Yeah, she did that after she made the All Woody team. But Schabusiness, if you're listening this morning, this guy didn't. He needs fighting lessons from you. Yes. He needs agility while shackled lessons, all of it. So he did his best, but you kicked the crap out of your lawyer much better.
I agree. Schabusiness did better. This guy was a little bit sneakier.
It was a good move. Yeah, it was a good move.
He tried.
That was a good move.
I don't know why they don't have him in Florida because we have him here. That when you're handcuffed and shackled like that with the chain waist, and you always have the key. Well, the black box is an additional security over your handcuffs so they can't pick it, but you always face the keyhole up this way so they can't get their fingers around with, bobby pins or whatever the fuck they use. But in court here, if you think somebody's going to act their ass, like this dude showed his ass the whole time, or acted out the whole time. They actually have a shocker they put in that black box, and the deputy can sit across the room. You can do anything, tase the shit out of them.
Oh, man.
So Florida, you need to buy you some of that.
Yeah. Let's go to the state of Minnesota to a bit more of a docile criminal than the character we just talked about. This could easily have been a dumb criminal story, but I knew if I made it one that Jim would steal it and not give it to me, so I'm doing it. We're going to call this Taste the Painbow.
The Painbow.
Taste the Painbow, which should give you a hint about...
I have no idea, unless it's...
Well, that's because you've never thought of weaponizing Skittles, but this Minnesota man did.
Moonshine for Skittles.
This Minnesota man with a heart-shaped tattoo under his eye was arrested for allegedly pelting patrons and servers in a restaurant with Skittles.
Heart-shaped?
Heart-shaped.
You know,
I got a picture of
You know
him.
what teardrops mean? The teardrop tattoo means they've committed murder.
He looks like he's 12.
Why in
but
the hell would you put a heart shape? Well, he's going to get punked out in prison. That's
he's
like
not going to do well. He wouldn't do well in like sixth grade detention.
Yeah, right. Much less real prison.
Real prison, but sorry, buddy. But so he started pelting patrons and servers in this restaurant with Skittles. Tristan Statina, age 19, he looks 12, allegedly burst into the business on Friday and began throwing Skittles at employees and customers. And he left the incriminating evidence behind. Hard to regather all those Skittles after you've thrown them. An officer, quote, noticed Skittles all over the ground and a bag of Skittles near the garbage. One victim of the colorful attack reportedly told police she was hit in the back with a Skittle that led to, quote, a stinging pain in her back area.
The horror.
Must have been a purple one.
Yeah.
Grape flavored. Cops figured out who the suspect was when the victim told them he had a heart-shaped tattoo under his eye and another tattoo on the other side of his face. When officers caught up with Statina at another business and attempted to arrest him outside of it, he resisted arrest.
By throwing Skittles?
As officers were placing handcuffs on Statina, he pulled away and attempted to break free from the officer's control and wrapped his leg around an officer, last name of Gilbertson, in an attempt to trip him.
Wow.
Eventually, the cops subdued the suspect, Statina, and it took 3 officers to get him to the ground. I mean, if you look at this guy and he's throwing Skittles, it took 3 officers to get this guy to the ground. He is facing charges of misdemeanor assault, misdemeanor disorderly conduct, and resisting police, according to a criminal complaint. He could face more than a year in jail if convicted of all of these crimes. I don't know why, but this got me thinking, if I was trying to do inflict pain by throwing a candy at someone, what candy would be the best weapon? Because it's clearly not
Snickers
Skittles.
bar.
A frozen
Snickers bar.
Frozen Snickers could do some real damage. It's probably not chocolate, though. I mean, if you were doing more of just a candy.
I can't think of it. I don't really eat a lot of candy. Blow Pops?
Rolos.
But that's chocolate.
How about
Yeah, but I mean, they
everlasting
Rolos,
gobstoppers? They're about this.
Ooh,
They still have those?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
they're out there, man. They're
my
about that
kids used to
big.
eat
It's like
shit. That's like throwing a brick.
it's like half a baseball. And you have a bunch of those.
Yeah, that's true.
You could
But
do
it's probably
some.
too
I didn't know they
expensive
still
for
had
this
those
mom.
You
around.
could do some damage, but we'll put a picture of
His parents need to
Statino
put
up.
in jail
I don't know
for
what's
that.
wrong with this
Getting
kid,
a
but I
heart
mean,
tattoo under his
you're
eye.
throwing Skittles and then you resist arrest. I mean, he wasn't going to get arrested for the Skittles. They were going to have a quick laugh about it and
they were
and move
arrested.
on their way.
If you're dumb enough to go in and throw Skittles, you know he's going to resist. Yeah.
Woody would have arrested him in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
he's going to jail.
Unbelievable.
But I'd have sprayed him and everything else.
You'd have sprayed him?
Hell yeah, for resisting. I'm not going to take my time taking this kid to the ground so he can sue me, I'll spray him and then let him get on his
Look at
own
the
face
poor
and
kid.
hands and knees and spray.
What
Hey.
size must these Minnesota officers be where it took 3 of them to wrestle that guy to the
When
ground?
they say, let me tell you the most dangerous time, and I don't think I've ever said this, the most dangerous time when you're dealing with somebody you're arresting is after you get the first cuff on. And because that's when they're going to fight. If they're going to fight or flight, that's when they do. But then when they have it on, then if they break
can be
free,
a weapon.
it's a weapon and it can kill you. Yep.
All right, so we're going to take you to New York. New York. And a New York man was arrested on murder charges for shooting and killing his 3-week-old daughter
Oh, God.
with a crossbow.
What?
Oh, I saw this. Oh.
Patrick Profe, who is 26, is facing charges including second-degree murder, second-degree attempted murder, and first-degree criminal contempt, violating a protection order. Asher said the sheriff's department responded to a home in the Colesville area early in the morning around 5:15 a.m., and he said the baby as well as the infant's mother had been shot with a crossbow.
That is unreal.
The sheriff said a preliminary investigation noted that Profe got into a disagreement with his wife, 31-year-old Megan Carey, and fired a crossbow at her while she was holding their
gonna say.
3-week-old daughter.
It's not like you can cock one twice and shoot two. They call them bolts, not arrows.
And people don't realize how strong those things
Oh, my
are.
God, yeah.
Profe then left the home and sped away in a pickup truck before authorities arrived. While Megan Carey was taken to Wilson Hospital and treated for her injuries, the baby was pronounced dead on the scene.
Jeez.
Authorities set up a perimeter around the area and within an hour found Profe hiding in the woods less than a mile from the house after his truck got stuck in the mud. The couple had a long history of domestic incidents, with his wife having an active stay-away order of protection in place. Police added that based on the investigation, Mr. Profe was dealing with some internal demons, you think. He was not dealing with having a newborn child. Actor said Profe remains in custody ahead of his arraignment.
Unbelievable.
I don't know if there's enough you could do. That guy.
He's got to get the death penalty if they have it.
That's one where we need to be able to have the death penalty be fulfilled by shooting him with a crossbow.
right? That's, I mean, I have a crossbow and I have a regular bow. Crossbows are bad dudes.
Absolutely.
So
Just
unreal.
disgusting.
I don't know. All right. Well, we try to maybe lighten it up. Well, not really lighten it up, but so a confrontation at a New Mexico movie theater turned deadly on Sunday night. Michael Tenorio, 52, was fatally shot after an alleged argument with a teen moviegoer who claimed Tenorio and his wife were in the teens' reserved seats. No respect for life. This all went down at the Century Rio movie theater in Albuquerque. Enrique Padilla, 19, is accused by police of shooting Tenorio in the chest, then fleeing the scene. The shooting sparked panic among the moviegoers, who ran for their lives as they heard gunshots, naturally. According to the Albuquerque Journal, Tenorio and his wife, Trina Tenorio, bought tickets for an 8:50 p.m. showing the romantic comedy No Hard Feelings. The couple picked seats 8 and 11 in row F, but a theater employee suggests they sit together and ask the two people in seats 9 and 10 to scoot over. However, when Padilla and his girlfriend were at the theater, a fight over the seat change allegedly began. Padilla's girlfriend summoned an employee, according to the outlet, who offered a refund, but eventually the two couples were seated next to each other in the theater. Once the employee left, Padilla allegedly threw a bucket of popcorn at Trina, sparking the altercation. Then witnesses saw Trina shove Padilla, and then the gunshots were heard. Tenorio was unarmed. An off-duty police officer who was at the movie tried to help him and witnessed the altercation, but did not see the weapon. Padilla fled the scene, but was later found by police hiding behind a bush outside. The teen, who was reportedly wounded in the abdomen, was rushed to the hospital and charged with homicide, shooting at an occupied building, and tampering with evidence. And, I don't know. Padilla hasn't retained a lawyer, and he's said the sheriff said it was unclear how Padilla was wounded or what motivated him to allegedly open fire. Tenorio died on the scene. So
Okay.
crazy.
So
Over movie theater seats, man.
Well-
a romantic comedy.
that's,
I mean, are you
I mean,
kidding
not
me?
to laugh, a guy's dead,
Yeah.
but it's a fucking rom-com. Excuse me, there, I dropped an F-bomb.
There
I mean, you're going there for your wife, right? What guy wants to go see a
Right. I
rom-com,
haven't
right?
never been
so
in one.
You're going there for your girlfriend or your wife to, you're doing the right thing. And a battle over a seat?
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, it was moving one seat over. He would still be. No one was asking anyone to separate from the person they were with. Just them moving over one seat allowed the other couple to sit together and them to be able to sit together.
Right.
And I mean, that results in gunfire. So I knew you were going to do this story, so I had to go look at the reviews for No Hard Feelings, the
Right.
rom-com,
Tell
to
us
see
about-
if that.
Tell
There's
me about
any way in which this
all
movie was
three
worth
people,
all of this shit.
All 6 people in the movie theater, including the cop.
Well, it's actually got a good tomato score. It does. No Hard Feelings manages to capture how two people with different backgrounds and levels of experience can still connect in a way that's not solely about the physical side. Another review says, despite it being about some troubled and sometimes mean-spirited people, the movie has its high points and some really funny humor. It's very of its time and pretty fun, even if a little predictable. So you're going to see this kind of a movie and bring that kind of a mindset into it.
I'd rather watch Deer Hunter.
I would rather, I was going to say I'd rather watch Rust.
Rust.
We're going to do a screening of Rust. So
We should.
the rom-com murderer. Nice work, dude.
Horrible.
How did he get shot though? He shot him. They must
didn't
have
say he was
wrestled
shot. He
over.
said he was injured in the stomach. Maybe the dude had.
Oh,
a
I
knife
thought
or
it
something.
said.
His
it said
I'm
shot.
sure his attorney's going to say, "Dude pulled a knife." But I mean, look,
The other guy
I would
was
never
old,
take my
wasn't he?
wife to one, and she would make me take her to one of those things. But I'm even if we got on to see some action thriller or whatever, or Star Wars or something, whatever. Somebody throws a bucket of popcorn on her. Even though he was like in his 50s and this guy was a teenager,
Fisticuff.
he's going to get an ass whipping.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get hurt trying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
you're-
let somebody disrespect my wife.
But you're not going to pull metal out of your waistband, and well, he did. He's not the one
Well,
who did
unless
it.
he
But
pulled first.
oh my God. Well,
I bet I could
try to
still draw
behave.
faster.
Try to behave at that premiere of Rust.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
We're going back to New York again. I'm bravely going
York
back
City.
to New York yet again.
On Frontier Airlines.
And I can tell you from firsthand experience, there is no more serious business in New York City than the business of pizza.
Yeah. Well, Chicago, too. And
No, that's
the
the
challenge.
That deep dish is, no.
I really like
New
the
York
deep dish.
pizza, which I got to have some while I was there. I can't believe, this is just so hard to believe. But the city of New York is putting in place a law forcing restaurant owners to cut down on emissions from coal and wood-burning pizza ovens.
Oh, this is stupid. They also new constructions and shit. You can't put in
No
gas
gas.
appliances. What the fuck? When we're living in China, you can tell me what I can put in my house.
China's the largest polluter on earth.
Well, whatever.
They're
Wherever.
This is, but listen to this.
Yeah.
I love what happened here. So under the plan, restaurants with coal and wood burning stoves installed before 2016 would have to submit to a professional review to see if there was a way they could sort of retrofit them to filter pollutants more safely. The laws left a bad taste in pizza lovers' mouths. An activist by the name of Scott Lobato showed up at City Hall the other day and delivered a profanity-laced speech aimed at what he referred to as, quote, woke lawmakers behind the proposal. Lobato then proceeded to hurl slices of pizza over the gates of City Hall while exclaiming, "Give us pizza or give us death."
Oh, I love it.
Getting in the
You're gonna give
4th of July
death, so.
spirit. By the afternoon, New York City Mayor Eric Adams was forced to confront what had become the city's newest Pizzagate. There have
Oh,
been
my God.
prior Pizzagates.
Oh, my God.
So, no, Adams put on his, this was good, Adams. "I think pizzas have saved more marriages than any other foods," he told reporters, defending the beloved cheesy staple. "Sharing a pie with your boo is like, that's the ultimate." Adams said the city was seeking to remove hazardous types of smoke without hurting businesses. He said the rules were still being worked out and no one should be panicking. "The public can weigh in without throwing pizzas over my gate," the mayor added. The city plans to hold a public hearing on the regulation in the coming weeks. "This is utter BS. It won't make a difference to climate change," Twitter and Tesla owner Elon Musk tweeted in response to a New York Post story that reported on this. If Elon's weighed in, then come on. Rulemakers claim the change would impact fewer than 100 businesses, but they fail to mention that those businesses include several iconic establishments favored by pizza aficionados like John's in Greenwich Village, Patsy's in Turtle Bay in the Upper West Side, and Grimaldi's near the Brooklyn Bridge.
Papa John's.
Those are those are New York institutions. You do not F with their ovens. "We will save the planet by putting 9 or 10 fantastic New York City pizzerias out of business. Going to really change things, you guys," tweeted Joe Borelli, a Republican council member from Staten Island. Nice Italian guy in Staten Island, working for the people. The proposed requirements are intended to comply with this law that says that that these wood-burning stoves emit about 75% more pollution than the current ones. But the owners are complaining that in order to comply with this, it will cost a minimum of $20,000 per pizzeria for an air filtration system compliant with this new mandate.
So worried about it, they should pay for it.
So yes, this is really dumb. Adams, by the way, the mayor, is a vegan, so he really doesn't give a crap about any of this. First, they went after gas ovens in new construction, and you cannot build a new high-rise building in New York and enable gas, which people who are serious about cooking.
Yeah, you cook gas, you don't.
Exactly. There's no foodies, significant chefs that aren't going to demand gas, and the minute impact this would all have on climate is to be debated. Sorry.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
There she is.
Thank you, too.
Tiffany. I got a great one for y'all today.
Lay it out.
And all of you listening, this is Mile High Crimes for Friday. And have y'all heard of Jonah Falcon? Are y'all familiar with that name?
Jenna Falcon?
Jonah.
Jonah Falcon.
Jonah Falcon. Like the whale, Jonah.
No.
Well, he's the man with the world's largest penis.
Oh.
That's
No,
right.
That's not true. They never never measured.
At least the one that they've seen.
Okay.
Now, when you have the world's largest penis, and speaking from a guy with an anaconda, I know this feeling. You got to watch when you're walking through the airport and things like that, because that could be considered a weapon, or they could think you had a weapon. Well, he was frisked by TSA at the California airport. Turns out,
Wait, what California airport?
just the California airport, the entire California airport.
Anyone you want, whichever one you want.
Let's assume that's LAX.
At a California airport. How about that?
Right.
Turns out it's legal to have a weapon of mass consumption, conception at the airport. Jonah Falcon was stopped and frisked by the TSA at the San Francisco International Airport because of a bulging package in his pants. But the 41-year-old New Yorker wasn't packing a dirty bomb, drugs, or a Costco-sized tube of toothpaste. He was packing the world's largest penis. Falcon described his hard times with security guards after his extra carry-on became suspicious. I had my stuff strapped to the left. I wasn't erect at the time, said Falcon, whose penis is 9 inches flaccid and 13.5 inches erect. One of the guards asked me if my pockets were empty, and I said yes. Falcon said he knew that his interview was about to get a lot more personal when he was led through an X-ray body scanner and passed a metal detector. Another guard stopped me and asked if I had some sort of growth. Falcon said, indeed, he did have a growth. By the age of 18, Falcon had known he had something special when his manhood reached a whopping 12 inches. His family jewel was hailed as the world's largest on record after an HBO documentary featured him in 1999. Falcon has obviously been contacted by porn companies, though he's never accepted, and has been featured on every talk show just about in the country. As he passed through airport security, Falcon said a younger security guard felt threatened by his very noticeable package and interpreted it as a biological threat. I said, "It's my dick," Falcon said. He gave me a pat down, but he made sure to go around my penis with his hands. They even put some powder on my pants, probably a test for explosives. I found it amusing. The screener gave up the extensive search without so much as a blush or a smile, and Falcon made it to his flight to New York on time. But he learned something that day. The hardened traveler has a new game plan for airport security. I'm just going to wear bike shorts from now on. That way, they'll know. You'd think the San Francisco TSA would have experience with hung guys before, but I guess not. He was quoted as saying TSA officials and the San Francisco airport did not return calls for comment from our people at Real Life Real Crime Daily.
That's wait before you hit the button. 13.5 inches. I'd let HBO come do a documentary on me, but I don't fold my shit in half for anybody.
Nice one. Wasn't Johnny Watt was much bigger than that, wasn't he?
But they didn't say anything about girth. He might have been big around as a keg of beer or something.
Yeah, that's right.
A good one, Jim.
So that's our Mile High
So
Crime
San
for today.
Francisco.
You can now take
Good
off
one.
that belt and move
Nobody
freely
found
around
that.
the cabin.
All right. Back it up.
That was the best segue to this segment, huh? Kinky crime.
Here we go, and it's time for Kinky Crimes on Friday, Anaconda. So, Brian Delgado will not soon forget his 24th birthday after his topless girlfriend provided him with oral and manual favors while they were driving earlier this month. Delgado and Heather Vargas, 23, began arguing inside their 20 2010 Toyota as it traveled down the interstate. The turmoil inside the vehicle resulted in a crash after the speeding car swerved around another car. Vargas claimed to have been driving when the crash occurred. When the cops arrived at the scene, Vargas was seen slapping her boyfriend in the face and chest as he told her to calm down. Delgado was arrested after allegedly ignoring a series of law enforcement officers. Why are you arresting him? I'm the one that was hitting him, motherfuckers, Vargas reportedly declared before she too was handcuffed. Vargas then provided cops with a recap of the couple's evening. Vargas said that she was giving Delgado head. Vargas said that she was also giving Delgado a hand job. And noting that it was her boyfriend's birthday, Vargas said that she wanted to look sexy, so she took off her shirt.
Hey, now.
While all this was happening,
Dang,
the cops
girl.
had it. Vargas then stated to police that she is a good girl.
Obviously.
Two witnesses told police that
she
the
is.
woman involved in the accident was topless when they approached the crash scene. Vargas has been charged with battery and disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors, and Delgado has faced misdemeanor resisting arrest without a violence count. But they're both free on bond.
Hey.
Kiki crying
As-
for Friday.
As she should be free on
Yeah.
bond.
There you go. We got a
Nothing
picture,
wrong with
too.
her.
I'm gonna post that.
I can think of a lot of things wrong with her, but
Oh, no.
Oh, I see. There's a
no.
look, Eslin.
Oh, no.
I was just showing you a picture. Why you got to look at it, Mike?
I like her moxie.
her
She told him what she was doing.
moxie. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
one of those-
Give me some banjos.
Hey, go ahead. All right, stop the presses.
What?
Stop the
going on?
presses.
Oh, no.
Here we go. I have to interrupt the banjos. Coming to you live and fresh
What is
from
happening here?
Orlando, Florida. We
Sunny
have,
Orlando.
That's
Florida.
right. We have one of our lifers, Dana Stager, Stager, and we won't. I need to shoot a video of this. We won't put your address
Don't put
or
Dana's
my
address on
on
whatever
there.
you're doing. Why is this coming in the middle of Dumb
This
Criminals?
is becoming because Dana reached out to
We
me.
chose the perfect segment in which to have
Dana
a
reached out to-
breaking news update.
to Gemini. You shoot.
I'll do it.
And,
I retain all my legal
and
rights.
she wanted to
right
know
now.
how she could get a package to the Ago for dumb criminals. Now,
So that's why we're doing it.
right?
Okay.
So let me know when
Okay.
you're ready, Jim.
So am I going
Turn it up
to?
right now.
Okay.
You're going to hand this to you, and you're going to open it up, and I'm going to back the fuck up because I don't know what's in it.
It might be
Something
might be
alive in
something
there?
come
There
out.
are some air holes.
It might be something from Schabusiness.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's definitely Dana Stager. And thank you, Dana, for sending it in. Mike's going to open it up.
Oh, it's very light.
I actually know what it is. So,
You do know what it is?
I
So I'm
haven't
not gonna
seen
hurt
it, but
myself?
I know
Okay,
in
Mike,
general
this
what it
is-
is.
This is really stupid.
He's probably opened a few presents this day.
I have no nails. It's my problem.
Now Aga's head's going to be so big he won't be able to get out the door.
Oh, my goodness.
He got his
Okay,
first. Here it
Dana.
comes, Dana.
Drum roll.
Dumb,
I have bubble wrap.
dumb criminals. And wrapping.
Why, it's bubble wrap.
It's just, you got a box of bubble wrap.
Dana was very concerned about this getting
That's right.
Getting damaged.
Oh, we got
fragile.
more bubble wrap.
Got bubble wrap and tape here. My goodness. Dana, what have you done here?
She's protecting.
I can
I
see when
see
Mike
something.
when Mike opens his presents on Christmas, it's
He's
a
a
mess.
paper everywhere,
Oh, he throws it. He's like my
No
twins.
rhyme or reason.
Just
Oh, I see something orange or pink
See
inside.
something pink. I see a box.
look at it be.
Dumb.
What do you think?
Oh my God! Wait, what the? Heck do we have here?
Still
Dana.
unwrapping. And
Broadway gifts. Oh, it's a banjo!
Show the banjo to the video.
Oh my
Show it
god!
to the people.
To the video scope right here is Randy Macho Man Savage. used
Check
to
it
say.
out. So Dana sent you an
that's cool.
ornament.
And then a little note.
Love
Hi,
it.
Woody. Thanks for giving this to Mike for me, Dana Stager. Thank you, Dana. Is that a? Oh, that's a Christmas ornament.
Yes,
isn't
it's a
it?
Christmas ornament.
Oh, that's
and
going to
she
go
said
on
she
the
had
tree this year for
She
sure.
had it and banjo. She wanted to get that to you. So thank you, Dana.
Love you, Dana. That is awesome. Now, if we could get these guys to make that banjo intro a little bit longer,
I don't want to rip your box.
that would be
Hey, that's very cool.
that
Dana.
would be great. That is
Put it right
that is awesome, Dana.
So
All right.
You should see the floor in this studio. It's a disaster.
We should start our banjos again probably on this.
Okay, give me
Yes,
some
this for you,
banjos for
Dana.
Dana's banjo. Okay, today's dumb criminal is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And do you know my big brother in my fraternity was from Albuquerque? And he made me learn how to spell Albuquerque in my first week. Albuquerque.
there you go.
That's impressive.
And if I couldn't do that, a bunch of bad shit was going to happen to me. So, police in Albuquerque, New Mexico arrested a 40-year-old named Matthew Crowder on Tuesday after they discovered that he was responsible for a theft at a local consignment store. How did they discover he was responsible?
I have no idea.
Well, old Matthew was working a cutie, was a little hottie in the consignment store, and he was doing a little bit of flirting
Gave out his number.
before he did a little bit of stealing. And his flirting included giving his business card to the cutie, and then she observed him steal the shit. And then they called the police, and the police came in, and she gave them the card. Crowder actually even posted something on Facebook.
Yep. Gets him every time.
About his crime. So another genius. There's some stupid quotes in here, but since we took all that time to open Dana's banjo, I'm not going to go through that. This is just another dumbass leaving a card.
And deserves to be in jail.
Jim made a picture. Yeah, we got a picture of this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's a smooth operator.
Yeah.
Look at that
Pimp,
dude.
right.
Yeah.
Pimp of all
So
names.
I'm surprised he didn't get that date.
All right, now we're going to play this,
Store.
the exit music on Dana's banjo. You can play it now, Mike.
I got tiny fingers. I can do this.
right.
Ready?
Hit
Let's
it.
go.
Mike's playing it.
Very good. Very good. What a dumb criminal, Michael.
Criminal.
There's some dumb ones out there.
Thanks to what?
So what?
How about some deep fryers? A deep fryer thief. Now, Woody's thinking he might would swipe a deep fryer if someone wouldn't look at it.
This weekend.
Now, look, it didn't take authorities in Oklahoma long to find the culprit who allegedly broke into a woman's home and stole $4,000 worth of items, including a deep fryer. All they had to do was follow the grease across the street to the home of the suspected thief, Stephen McCartney. Police followed the noticeable grease spots that started from the woman's home and led to McCartney's backyard. The police found the stolen items hidden around McCartney's house, and the deep fryer was in the utility room above his dryer. McCartney and his alleged accomplice, William Bish, admitted to the crimes. Neighbors said the behavior from McCartney is out of ordinary. He's a great guy, a great character, a family man, so it's a little unexpected. The robbery victim, who has not been identified, also says McCartney is a friend who eventually returned the items he stole. She claims they will remain friends. Wow, that's impressive.
Better than me.
Police said McCartney was apologetic and knew it was wrong, but he was intoxicated on alcohol and broke into the residence anyway. It's always the alcohol,
Hey,
right?
where was it? Did they
This
say?
was in Oklahoma.
Okay, well, I imagine they probably.
That's a forgiving neighbor right there.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good one. But I bet they don't use peanut oil like I do.
I bet
they
they
use the
don't.
canola.
That's the secret. The secret
Absolute
is the
secret.
peanut oil.
Thanks to what?
What?
All right, we've
All right. This is y'all beginning of the long holiday week. If you're taking off Monday or Tuesday, but y'all be safe this weekend.
okay. I didn't know.
y'all be safe this weekend and continue to like and share us if you would. And thank you so much and appreciate each and every one of you.
I concur.
I completely disagree.
Wayne.
I don't know. I just feel like disagreeing right now.
He's feeling all cocky because he got 3 reviews. Not reviews, 3.
But can you be honest? Can you please be honest?
Go, yeah. That my wife was actually one of them.
No, your wife is the worst one because she had to draw a freaking with a highlighter a box around my graphic of what stuff she approved of and what stuff she didn't.
Yeah, well, somebody was like, I want to know who Woody's team, whatever. I've never heard of these people in my life.
No. Here's the thing that the audience wants you to do. They want you to watch Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God!
Because they need you to have an opinion.
I love y'all very, very, very much. And
season's over. So yeah, don't have to worry about it.
Thank you. Hey, but the contest, if you will, for leaving reviews for the Daily Show is still up for another 2 weeks. Y'all go leave us a review, screenshot it, and send it in. Thank you.
Thank you. And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
For your host of Real Life Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Schabusiness.